What's going on, everybody? Dancing Lobster back again, and today we're going to be doing a replay analysis of a 2.2k Rubick. So let's get this started. And so Rubick's a really fun support because while he shares all the same things of when to use his normal spells, how to farm efficiently with Fade Bolt, how to ward and all that he shares with other supports. He's kind of got this added thing where it's kind of, you see a lot of people when they are low skill players and they play Rubick, they're just casting spell steal whenever it's off cooldown in fights, or they'll steal a spell, they'll use it, and then they'll just go steal another spell. And a lot of times that's not the right move. And so it should be a lot of fun this game, looking at how he's using it and making sure he's not tossing away spells they should have kept, missing spells they could have stolen. And unfortunately, this isn't the best Rubick game. Because if we look, Drow, there's nothing really of hers that you want to steal. Necro isn't the best to steal from. You want to obviously try and get that Scythe, but other than that, his Death Pulse isn't fantastic on Rubick. Early game fight, team's kind of getting caught, not hitting anyone.
The prize is mine.
Team takes so much damage, so it's crazy that no one died. So use this lift to get him away. It's not that big of a deal. That's fine. Where'd he get? Hand it back. So we're gonna look at what he's doing in the early game. We're gonna look at what he's trying to accomplish. So he has a ward still. Sees there's two mid. That's a really obvious ward. You don't want to ever do that, especially against the Zeus. If they were looking, they definitely looked at your inventory and saw you had a ward, and even if they didn't, that is super obvious that you just ran up to face this cliff and place a ward here. You never want to do it in Vision like that. If Zeus doesn't de-ward this his next level, then he's a terrible Zeus. And you got away with a terrible play. So you never want to do that. Never want to ward in Vision like that. You can help it, especially against the Zeus. And so that's like a lot of things people don't realize is, if your character is ever walking directly towards a cliff and then stops and then walks away, chances are you're warding. So that's the thing, like I can see like that they did that. Even if I forget to check their inventory, I can guarantee that it's a ward. This is a really hard lane, off lane. Especially for Ricky, who has like no survivability basically in lane. And for you, you're not really that great at dealing with dual lanes. Rubick can be a good defensive support in lane. And in the right situation, if you have the right teammates, you can be good in a tri lane and like going aggressive, but with a Ricky, that's not gonna happen.
Blood. It was ours all along.
Now in these hard situations where I think you should get like level 2 and then just kind of smoke it. You have a stick that's really good against Echo. He spams Death Pulse somewhat frequently. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking around to go for the game. Echo's leaving the lane, just TP'd home. Thought. So I know this doesn't pertain to the Rubick, but that's a terrible play to TP back to lane and do that. Necro's super slow, now he's walking back without boots to get a headdress, it looks like. Yeah, he's somehow winning a double mid. I missed this because I was talking about the Necro. So the Necro's gone. See what happens here. Looks like your Ricky wants to kill.
Double kill.
Back. You're silence. It's good. That was really good.
Range.
You played that right. You fade bolted. You got your red clicks in. Does the minus damage. So Probably saved your Ricky. I might have. At this point where you got a kill with your Ricky, you should either go pull or go roam. So your PA is pretty farmed right now. Or pretty level. Just level 4. Or I would probably roam once he gets level 6. Go more, or even level 5 would be fine actually. That's another level in dagger.
You are too kind.
Out of my way!
This is not a good build. Nullfield is a pretty underwhelming spell, to say the least. And
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
so when you're skilling a hero, there's things you want to look for. Center on him. When you're looking at what you're skilling, and a lot of the popular skill builds follow this for a reason, is if a skill, so skills that just generally are better when you level them. You want more damage on your Fade Bolt. It has a reduced cooldown. The mana goes up, so that's something to think about. But the damage goes up. It doesn't do much damage at all, but it definitely it's your strongest nuke, which is what you want kind of early games to support. The damage isn't great, so I mean it'll still be effective early game type thing. And then people generally skill lift after or telekinesis afterwards because the lift duration increases and the cast range also increases, which is huge on Rubick. So you bought
is missing.
a TP. At this, I don't know why you walked back. I guess because you were low. So I guess it's fine to TP back. You get your levels. But what I was saying is when you're, and then a lot of times when there's a passive and it's percent based, or even a skill that's percent based, you have to realize that
Dire's middle tower is under
this
attack.
skill, 10%. If we look at your skill magic resistance right now, because it's not additive, it's I guess the word is multiplicative, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different word. Either way, you see your magic resistance is only 32% right now. And if you look at their team, I mean they do a lot of magic damage in the mid game, but when it's your early game goal is to gank these early rotations as support, you want these two spells skilled. And Nullfield is pretty negligible early game, and the effective HP that it brings your team only gets better as their HP is higher late game, and so that's why you can put off putting any skill points into it until what is it, 9? Yeah, 9 for 10. It's 10. So that's definitely something I would think about. I don't think it's the worst thing because they do have the early magic damage with Necro and Zeus and Invoker, but
Dire's bottom tower is under
they'll do a lot of
attack.
right click damage. So, I don't know. If you were gonna get Nullfield early before maxing these two, I would still go early game 2-2-1 or 2-2. Put 2 points in the first two skills, or go 2-3 your ult, max Fade Bolt, leave lift at 2, and then get a value point. If I was gonna get early, just because, like I said, you want the extra range, you want the extra damage for ganking, which you're not doing.
Dire's bottom tower
And as a
is under
Rubick, I think you
attack.
definitely should have had a smoke with you and done that. I don't know what you're planning on building with this Ring of Protection. I guess it's Tranquil Boots. I don't think Basilius is great on Rubick. Tranquil Boots can be alright on Rubick, but you look at your team. I guess it depends on what Marana goes, and I guess Ogre will
Dire's
get mana
top
boots,
tower
but
is under attack.
I think it's always beneficial to have 2 supports and mana
Nice.
boots. So he pulled, that's good. Draw the creep wave away from tower. That's fine. Bringing the wave back, which is not where they went. That was good.
Dire's structures are fortified.
When you see an enemy team like this where they're dual laning mid because they're both fighting over, it's pretty safe to assume that
Dire's
actually I
top
look to
tower
see if
has
you ever got dewarded. Or would never got dewarded. That's really fun. When you see that they're dual laning mid like this, pretty much tells you that they're not going to have any support playing very much. You see they have no wards on the map. You kind of predict that. So during that nighttime, that first nighttime, you definitely should be on the lookout to gank.
Dire's middle tower
As a support,
is
that's
under
kind of a
attack.
general rule of thumb. Is if you're the ganking type, like a Dazzle, obviously, you probably don't want to gank with, but as a Rubick who can definitely get these... Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. As a Rubick who can definitely get these early game kills, if you skill right, you should definitely be ganking in that first nighttime. So at this point, you lost your tier 1, and that's just kind of like the product of a really strong and aggressive dual lane. An off lane that you two can deal with, and that's fine. That's just how the game goes. But at this point, they're going to be backing off and going to go farm somewhere else, probably. So, trial left. So, at this point, your Ricky can probably get some good farm if he itemizes right, but you need to be going around the map. So, it looks, I think you TP too late there for the kill.
Dire's
you just
middle
TP
tower
there.
is under
Okay.
attack.
You're TPing mid to get some experience, that's fine. You're going to get your level 6 off this. So now you're level 6. At this point, you can kind of just steal a spell, just to have it. Thunderbolt's a really good spell to steal. You can D-ward with it. Okay, it's dead.
Unthinkable.
That was well played. You got his
What
strongest
did you
nuke.
hope to gain from that?
Maybe the passive
Dire's structures
actually
are
saved you there,
fortified.
but still. Oh.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's one of those things, if you had the more damage, you might have just killed him quicker. I really don't think it's that good. I would never max it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Even triangle boots, it's fine, but you're gonna have to facilitate it with
Dire's middle tower
mana
has
item.
fallen.
It's good. You got a good burst spell now, but you don't have the mana to. You have the clarity, but so you're getting your good kills with all the burst damage you have, which is really good. So you haven't bought any wards. Or you did. You bought one ward. You were a little out of position placing it, but this ward's decent. When you guys are sieging this tower, you kind of see it behind here. I'm more of a fan of putting the ward behind the tower over here, because this can tell you if they're coming from over here, which is generally where they're going to be coming from. They're going to want to stick close to the tower. And you can just have a teammate standing behind here, not showing from the tower, so they don't know the teammate's there. But then you have the vision of them there, and you also have the vision if they come up here from your teammate. Instead of having a teammate stand here and be in a pretty vulnerable position. And also, if like your wave's ever off it, you can see if they respond in TP. Like if your wave's like still coming in. So I'm more of a fan of placing the ward over here. You got alright. So you are buying wards. You wouldn't earn. I am a fan of it on
Dire's
Rubick just because he is
bottom
that
tower is
rotating
under
the
attack.
hero. And so now that we have spell steal, in team fights, there's certain spells that you got to look at in the game. What you 100% want to steal. Arcane Bolt or whatever. It's not Arcane Bolt. Lightning Bolt is definitely one you want to steal. Thunder Gods, obviously you want to steal for the big ults. Necro ult's a big one that you want to steal. Pretty much the only thing that you're going to want to steal from Necro. So I would,
Dire's top tower
unless
is under attack.
he's like the only one you're fighting, I would not really try and steal Death Pulse. Arc Lightning's not the worst thing to have. Thunder God's Wrath is obviously good. For Alchemist, you're going to be, his spells are actually all really good to steal. Chemical Rage will make you really tanky in the fights. Acid Spray is not the worst. You got some really good physical damage that you guys can put out. Unstable Concoction is really good. So he's definitely someone you can just spell steal constantly from. What's your Ricky doing? He's got an ult set.
Gods, old friend.
Invoker is kind of, you gotta play it by ear. His spells are, I mean, he's kind of the one you can just kind of
Dire's
chuck it out and
middle
hope he gets
tower
the
is
best.
under
Cold
attack.
Snap's really good spell to steal. Word Spirit's not that great. And Drow, I don't think you ever want to steal from, because you can only get Gust, and Gust is or I mean, if you want the silence, it's actually pretty good for ganking. You can gank.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You can get it off on the Alchemist before he gets his rage off and stuff like that. But generally, if you could stack like a stud with your lift,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
nice. So you stole the scythe there and you killed the invoker. That is super good. That's what he's dead for. It means you're having a lot of effect as a support right now. The fact that you just put invoker on the sidelines for 50 seconds is really good. So you're in a situation right now where it's going to be off cooldown in 80 seconds, and it'll only go away in 100 more after that. So I would hold on to this and try and get a gank with either your PA or your Mirana, and then after that, try and spell steal a different spell. We're gonna see what you do.
I'll take that. Radiant's top tower is
Just
under
kind of looking
attack.
now. Got a ward in the base still.
Are fortified.
Definitely something you want to buy. Still have the scythe. You're holding on to it, which is really good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So as hard things is, yeah, we're gonna look at your perspective, see what happened. You're gonna look in. Team's low, your team's leaving. Right now, you see an alchemist in the jungle, and you see a necro. So you did see those two coming in, just barely before you used it on your minimap. You could see them. But I understand the thought process behind it. You want to cancel his TP.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You should be buying wards. So looking at this situation right now, you have 2 wards. Your team's looking to push this. After this push, I would aim to go put a ward in their jungle, either right here, or maybe even one right up here. I wasn't worried about this fight. You stole Sword Spirits. At this point, you want to steal something else. Yeah, you wouldn't wait too far up. I don't know if you were trying to lift or you're trying to spell steal, but you were way behind the creep wave right there. And they have a lot of slows and a lot of burst damage, so. It's your kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We'll take that.
You don't have any wards down right now, so it's definitely your next objective. So let's see where you put them. It's not the worst. It's kind of a defensive spell if they want to push your tier 2s. You can kind of see their movements, and that's a good ward. I like that one. It's a highly moved in area, so you can see a lot of rotations with that, or just like general where people are going. So it looks like you're going for an Ags rush,
Dire's top tower
and I don't
is
really
under
like
attack.
that on Rubick as a support, simply because and you need to start carrying this guy. Your job as a support to start carrying the detection. I don't really like Ags Rush on Rubick. I think Aether Lens and Blink, and even Force Staff. Not so much Force Staff this game, but I think if you would win Blink Dagger, it's a lot better. Simply because you can initiate the other team, and you can kind of jump around the fights better. And also getting a Ghost Scepter maybe, so you can run away from Drow and out. So you have Ghost Walk right now. I would love to see you gank with your team and like you can Ghost Walk to initiate. I'd love to see that. Yeah, so you got dust. That's really good. He reacted to missing a kill on an invoker. A lot of people, it's kind of like, oh, didn't get the kill. Oh well, barrel this time. But you got the dust. So you're being proactive about your missed kill, or yeah, retroactive, but proactive. Whatever it is, you're responding well to how the game's going. So I guess this ogre's been buying wards too. Your team's setting up to push. You're playing way too far up for support. You just lost half your health. I know you have the urn, but you should be playing behind your PA and ogre. I mean, you got good range on your spells. Well, not lift, so you didn't level it up, but Faithful's got decent range.
Shadows take us.
Lift off. Perfect, perfect. So he's gonna stun himself. It's only level 1, but I don't think you need Ghost Walk in this fight. Yep, you stole Arcane Bolt. Or Lightning Bolt. That's really good. So you played that well. If you steal Ghost Walk, it's more of a ganking spell. You realize your team wasn't ganking during the fight, so you got rid of it. You have a lot of urns they should be using right now. And your carry to keep them up. Urns don't break from
Gratitude. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, like your teammate can take damage from these creeps and not lose their iron. And from jungle
Radiant's
creeps.
top tower is under attack.
So you're out of mana at this
Radiant's
point.
top tower has fallen.
So you're probably gonna go back to base. I think this is the point where your team just starts stomping. Looking at the Dota buff. What's this?
My magics
Good kill, good kill.
die with me.
So if you see at this point, you're 27 minutes in and you're rushing this Ags, your only effectiveness in team fights and like being a support is this urn, which is a really good item,
Dyer's
especially with all the
bottom
kills your
tower
team's
is
getting.
under attack.
But at this point, you've spent 2,000 gold and you're only 500 towards your next component.
Radiant's top
You could have a
tower
blink at
is
this
under
point,
attack.
which could be so much more effective
Dyer's
at ganking.
bottom tower is under attack.
Down a
You
dark
have a
road
force
to
staff,
go.
help your team out. You get something like a Glimmer Cape. Is really good this game.
Rubick the Unseen?
And so that's why I'm not a fan of the Axe Rush. Especially, that's... Turn up. So you're going back to base. Get your Ags at 30 minutes. You have a lot of more urn charges, and I'm seeing you not using them offensively in fights. If they have any heroes with... I'm not sure if they do. Blink daggers, you want to cast it on... you want to cast it on them to stop their blink. But even then, you should be using it a little bit more offensively in the fights, just because... It's got like a 6-second cooldown, 5-second, 7-second. And so if you like cast it offensively, because chances are if your teammates are in the thick of it, like if you try and earn them in the middle of a fight, they're just going to get cancelled. So you want to cast it offensively. It does a good amount of damage. I think it's something like 200? 150. So it does 150 damage. That's really good. For, yeah. You have 8 of those that you could be using in a fight.
Radiant's middle
And then
tower
like
is
as
under
like your
attack.
team as a teammate, maybe yours is disengaging or you're chasing to heal, or like after the fight you can obviously heal 'em, but oh, okay, that's why. This is a bit. Yeah, so that's that one time. Not sure what you're doing right now. Kinda wanna see what your next item is too. You haven't put anything. I think judging by your Dota pump, it's a
Sepsis.
yeah, so that was your team just kind of
I know I should respect the dead,
position.
but first.
I'm pretty sure you can just start stomping after this fight. Or actually, judging by this, it looks
Dire's
like
middle tower is under attack.
team just kind of megas them all at once, probably after a team fight. Okay, so this is what I can do. So this should be like the beginning and the end. So we're you guys don't have your Ricky, you're still pushing. You have Aether Lens at this point. It's a really good item on Rubick. Makes your spell steal really far range, so you don't have to be that close to the middle of the fights. You have Gust at this point, which you generally, so you did alright there, you brought him back to your fight, whatever. Generally you want to lift into Gust to start off the fight, because it puts them out of position, and then also after the lift duration's done, they're silenced, as opposed to what you just did, which was silence and then lift. Kind of overlaps. Got Cold Step now, it's a really good spell that you guys would be fighting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So you just tossed it out. Still Chemical Rage, which is really good. Definitely steal that.
Radiant's top tower
You
is
didn't steal
under
it.
attack.
You misclicked. Could have stolen the Coxon right there. Maybe even killed the. You're gonna die here. Oh, you got Tornado, you could definitely live. Oh, you did really well there. You walked up against him, he lost all his agility. That was really good. Like most players, when they see a Drow hitting them, they just keep running. But you can't do it against a Drow. Frost arrows and then all that agility. At this point, you're looking for a TP and
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
right now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I think you would have had an opportunity to TP there. Just happened. Just kill the Necro. Mindstorm is gonna do really well right here. Yeah, she's back. So it looks like their team just ended up. They weren't playing as a team. They didn't have any support. They didn't have any points. They just got the call out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So you bought some trap, I'm assuming, just at the end
Radiant's
of the fight
bottom
here.
tower has fallen.
You guys are winning by a good amount.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So just kind of an overall looking at this game is I think you did a really good job with which spells you were stealing. You held on to the Reaper's Sight. You got your Ags, which you're stealing a lot of spells. You're using them effectively, and you seem to have a pretty good understanding of how to counter this lineup. You walked up against the Drow. You went the no field build. I know I was giving some criticism for it early, but it might have actually worked out this game against the Zeus. I'm not gonna fault you on that. I think you kind of got away with it because you were getting these early levels with the dual lanes, and then they had the 2 mids. So I think kind of got away with it.
Is under attack.
But it was effective, and that's, you know, you got to build for the game. So I'm not gonna say that was the bad.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So just some things to notice is the warding wasn't that fantastic. A lot of times you were holding onto the wards. Need to place them earlier. I like the ward that you put there.
Tower is under attack.
And like I said, early rotations is really kind of what you want to do. And like I said, you want to kind of skill your telekinesis and fade bolt if you're going to do that.
Tower has fallen.
And I think you could have had a much bigger presence early game. I would definitely suggest investing in a smoke. Usually, if you don't buy it as one of your starting items, you'll buy a smoke and a ward. And if the courier's open, you take those out to you and then you go gank. Or you just go back to base and gank. And then the reason behind this is you smoke, you place a ward somewhere where they haven't seen you. Usually if you're ganking mid, you want to place like the ward like around here maybe, or even up here. Kind of like the one you placed earlier, but without, they won't know you're there because you're smoked. And then you can gank mid and usually kill. So that's pretty much my, oh, and using the urn offensively. I don't think I saw you do it once, which means you're not using the item fully. So overall, I think you did really well. You kind of got away with some greed just because your team was stomping. In a harder game, you wouldn't be able to rush Ags. And I don't think this build would have been great for you. So, Eidolon's definitely an item. I would definitely suggest either Force Staff or Blink before going Ags, if you're going to go the greedy support route in a pub. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. You guys won, and you did a lot of things right. So that's it for now. If anyone has any extra questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you have any criticisms, how I can improve these videos, be sure to tell me that too. So I just want to thank you all for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and thank you. Have a good day.